Well, that is definitely not the engine from the XF, but that's going to be another project. So let's dive in to what we're all here for today. Change your grip, or you're right?
Yeah, you can't change one.
Up. Bring it back. I'll come a little bit first. Bonnet's on. That's insane. That's super cool. It's you can hear over the drums. The light's got to move a little bit just to fit in, and it just probably needs to shift, just twist a little bit more. So I just need to move these brackets forwards or these back. Just a little finesse. It's nothing major. See, some of the lines aren't quite. They're close. This one's spot on actually. So I'll probably just put the bump stop on here. I'll wind that up just a touch, but it fits. What's even scarier is the engine fits. Check this out. Ta-da! Fits. That's insane. So, over the past week, I took in 2 drive shafts and have come back with one. We're going to have a look at that and see what is so important about the drive shaft and what work we have done to make this fit the car. The other end of the drive shaft is actually the part that goes to the diff on the XF, and that hasn't been unchanged other than it's been refurbished and cleaned up and ready to go. Here we see the cut in the original drive shaft, and we see this end here, which is what originally was a spun-on fitting. They used to, I was hearing and talking and chatting to the guys at the shop, and they take 2 shafts and spin them and push them together, and they spin weld. That's what that double part is. That's a friction weld. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. But what happens is this end goes onto the gearbox, fits onto a donut. So we've got 1, 2, 3 fits on the donut there. We've got on the other side another 1, 2, 3. They sit in there, so the bulging side of the donut sits in the cavity, and so that all you see is the flushness of there. And grab some nuts and bolts and fresh ones for this, washers and all the gear. They said when they spun this up though, to balance it and make sure it was all good, it wasn't all good. They said it would have worked, but it would have destroyed the donut. Like the donut gives a bit of give when you put it in gear and transfers the power. So what they did is then put on this uni joint. So uni joint will spin, and the cool thing about this is if I ever decide to do anything with this car that would include the words air ride or anything like that, not that it's in the plans, but if I did, don't have to change that because that will just adjust as needed. So that's kind of a cool thing. Everyone at the drive shaft shop also said this is a really ugly drive shaft. I don't pay much attention to drive shafts, I just want it to work. So it can be ugly as long as it works. Let's see if this fits in the car. What am I worried about? I'm worried about this. When this is on, will that touch where my gear selector stuff is? If it won't, then I'm happy and it's all good. If it does, I need to raise up my gear selector, which means gear linkages and all sorts of stuff will be affected. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let's do some installing. gear and make it move. We know the wheels turn. I'll see if we got forwards. I know I've got a bit of forwards, so I'll drive it forwards a bit. See if I can find reverse. Back it back. The weather is shocking. It's a shocking day, but need to chuck a bit of air in the tyres, and it's good. And it rained overnight, and the shed is wet as wet. Now where it comes from, but it comes from somewhere and gets in there. So. It was a pretty major storm last night, so anyway. Whew. Let's go. Well, this is it. The very first attempt to move the car in, or under its own power in 4 years. The tyres are flat, so that's not helping, but scraping the exhaust and all sorts of fun stuff on the way out. It is so much lower, possibly because big engine, turbo, steel, dump pipe, all that stuff. But yeah, let's have a look. Let's pump up the tyres and see if that does anything. Look at that thing. Woohoo! It's moving. And then we'll go from there. It was about here that I realised that something wasn't quite right with the gearbox. it wasn't fully engaging into gear. And as I tried to finesse it around between reverse and first, I realised this is not going to be working like I intended it to, and I need to examine exactly what's going on with this thing. So what have we found on the very first drive, which was as simple as down there, turn around and come back? Well, need to do a little bit of work. The gear selectors are all backwards, but that's all right. So I'll show you what I think there. But one of my fears has been found. Look at that, look how neat that all is. But I can see some dripping. Yep, I've got the heater cores dripping, which I half suspected, but it is. So this, luckily, is half out, and so we'll fix that. That bit's all good. After some further examination, we realised that this gearbox was not working the way it was meant to be. Whether it had been sitting for too long, it was wired a bit wrongly by myself, or if it had been abused, which chances are it had been by its previous owner, the gearbox wasn't in great shape. So we went about checking some solenoids to discover that they were pretty fried.
It was even better than the look Josh gave you. Good one.
Yeah. El Backup Deluxe.
What is that? The first one wasn't straight.
Wouldn't have been any better.
Did you get it?
Josh got it.
Josh just drilled his face.
Wasn't very square, was it?
So after some more examination, we came to the understanding that the gearbox was actually in a really bad way. So we picked up a second gearbox and called in Matt to give us a hand while we're out at Josh's with his hoist, and was able to start fitting, removing the old gearbox, replacing a couple of things across, and then fitting the new one.
Two top ones. Two top ones. That's the one we're going to get. Drop that right now. It sticks there. Right, ready that? Yep. Good. Clear. Clear. Six clear. Everything's clear. You got the balance of it all? Yeah, I think so. A little bit in there. Check exhaust. Good. You alright? All good.
Right, sit in a minute. Drops a piston or something and sprays the whole thing. You should feel scrubbing the arm before the next car comes out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like all the drivers, they'll go angry, right? Someone's dropped the oil in there. Axle blade in there.
Oh, yeah. You've done something. Whoa, what are they doing in there? How did they get in there?
Is it suited?
Did it sit out a little bit though?
What? Now with high beams like, and you're like, what is that? People love it. You hear them on the trucks. Oh yeah. I've seen people talking about it on Facebook. No, I should have on Monday. I'm not going to town.
Look at that.
That breather always breaks off them all the time.
Which one?
The little breather hose here just breaks off all the time.
Oh, is that supposed to sit there?
Yeah, it goes on top of that, yeah.
What's that do?
Just a breather for your diff. Sits up in here and goes into the chassis and it's oiled up in here, I think. That's weird. Yeah.
Do you need it?
Not really. I'd probably still put a hose on it. Probably not forget.
That's good. That's all good, I'm just doing it. That's pretty good, isn't it?
I don't know how good the brakes are. Yeah, I don't really touch them. I'll put a strap on there for you, Nick.
I gotta say, I'm pretty excited. Josh has done the ultimate favour, and he's done lots of ultimate favours really, but he's just put Fexus on the back of a trailer from the farm where it was and brought it back into town so that we were able to work on it a bit more. I'm super pumped. It's actually out at his place, so he's moved it from his place to his place. They moved into town. He's got a shed, which is just the bomb. So all the favours. So not only is he moving it from his shed back into his shed, but he's also bringing it in. So I'm going to help him unload it. I still feel bad I wasn't there to put it on the trailer, but so good. It has been, I've seen it, but I reckon it's or would have been maybe 10 months. Maybe 10 months since I've worked on Fexus. That's a long time. We've been working on the black Mazda 3, the MPS. been working on that on and off, and I was also recovering from a busted leg. So there's some all sorts of excuses. The sun was in my eyes, the air conditioner was on, all those excuses that slow you down. But yeah, super pumped to be able to go and see the car, but also super pumped, yeah, be able to work on it. So the cool thing is we're going to go get off the trailer tonight, then tomorrow I'm going to go out and work on it because it's in town. My side? Yep. Straight in. Yep. Hang up. Yep. We're on now. Beautiful. Stick to the left. Yep. Straight. Oh, happy? Yeah, I'm thinking that's pretty good. That way, you're... It's like the purpose almost, mate. What's going on with that?